Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Clarity 16.3.2 feature supportability training. My name is Bill Yee. And today we're going to cover the new enhancements to the report designer for Clarity 16.3.2. So what's new with the report designer in terms of enhancements? Well, we made some improvements in the canvas area, specifically for fixed layout reports. Now, fixed layouts reports are the only reports now that can be exported to PowerPoint. So from a designer aspect, we made some UI improvements to let the designer know when they're configuring widgets on the report to ensure it will be exported correctly when it's sent to PowerPoint. We also added the zoom control for designers to help magnify the canvas for better control when configuring reports. We also added a report designer preview so customers can preview just like a report, just like an end user would see it without having to publish the report. We also made enhancements to our filter area. We added interactive filtering. So what allows end users to do is to click on a dimension. This dimension could be a slice in a pie or donut or a bar in a bar column widget, and it will filter the other widgets on the tab based on that dimension you clicked on the source widget. And this is available on number tile, pie, donut, progress ring, bar, and column widgets. We also added filtering at a tab level, and we'll show you that shortly in the demonstration. So prior to this release, you were only able to configure per period metric settings based on fiscal calendar. But for this release, we've added a new option. Now we'll be able to configure it via standard calendar. This is standard calendar from January to December. And this also allowed us, we added a new period type down to days, while previously you could only go down to weeks. And we've added some different options in terms of manual, calendar, and smart option pull downs for your start and finish days, which we'll show you in the demo, what makes this configuration much easier. We've also made several UI enhancements, one being kind of a single-click access to the widget properties, better placement for the mouse over for the menu items, being the upper right corner to get it. We've added X and Y axes lines for bar and column widgets, improve usability within the filters, which we'll cover as part of the demonstration, and some UI treatment for widgets that have not been configured. So why are these changes are important? Since, as customers know, we're migrating away from Jaspersoft, and we want to provide an easy-to-use way for the report designer to build reports without needing to know SQL or any type of programming language to configure the reports. And since our report design is being developed in Clarity, we're having it tightly integrated with our studio capabilities, TSV lookup, security, and locale support, and filtering so customers can get up and going quickly when building or converting their reports from Jaspersoft to our new Clarity reporting platform. So the report designer is beta for 16.3.2, but we are interested in your feedback. So, and definitely check out these new capabilities either through our Clarity Sandbox and let us know your feedback. Either send it to clarity@broadcom.com or join our office hours every Wednesday and let us know, pros and cons or how things are working as you're playing around and evaluating our new Clarity Report Designer. So let me give you a demonstration of our new Report Designer enhancements so you can see them in action. Hello, I'm going to give a demonstration of our new Report Designer enhancements for 16.3.2. So let's go inside the Report Designer and let's go inside the report. And the first item I'm going to cover is some of the UI improvements. So what we've changed is the mouse over to the upper right hand corner. So if you ever need to get to it, just go to the upper right hand corner of any widget and you'll see the mouse over. Another thing we've done is made it easier to go ahead and access the widget properties. And it's a one click on, say, the white space of a widget, and you'll see the properties come up, and with a blue highlighting letting you know what widget is being properties you're going to be editing. So just click on the inside each widget and it'll come up and it'll change appropriately for each one with the highlight. This works for all widgets. Let me show you this little nuance with the table widget. You need to click either on the right or left hand side or the top border. So if you click on that, you'll get the flyout. That's the way you get it for the table widget. Now let's cover some of the canvas enhancements. Now the canvas enhancements are particularly for fixed layout reports. So if you go to the layout, you'll see there are two types, fixed and responsive. And if you have any questions around it, we have an eye icon, because with the fixed layout, you can export the report to, currently right now, it's only PPTX. Also, you can also schedule this report. We don't allow interactive filtering in a fixed layout report. And we'll cover more around interactive filter later. But if you choose responsive, you're not able to export or schedule, but you are able to do interactive filtering. So let's cover, with the fixed layouts, we made some, enhancements here. So since if I'm a designer, I can export this report to PowerPoint. So we had some UI treatment to allow you to see that in the white area, if you configure your report in that white area, it will export correctly into PowerPoint. If you're in this gray area, it will, it shows you the out of bounds area within the report. In fact, the in fixed mode, if you try to drag inside the gray area, it will not allow you to. It will snap right back inside it. So we added that capability, at least letting the user know what are the inbounds or out of bounds area in order for this to export correctly. We've also added a zoom control. You can zoom into a particular report and then zoom out, or you can choose reset. Now the zoom control only controls the widgets inside the canvas. It doesn't change the layout of the report in having it. So those are some of the canvas enhancements. We've also added a preview. And the goal of the preview is that you can view how the end user would view the report without having to publish. Given that this is Clarity is an enterprise system, you want to make sure your report is correctly figured before you show it out to your end users. So when I click preview, what it will do, will hide the, the report is going to show you how it looked to the end user. So we remove the toolbar once we get into preview mode. And also, two end users have the ability to view the report in PPTX or PowerPoint. You can see the filters. You can also do filtering here as well. Let's say, for example, if we export this out to PowerPoint, what it will do, it'll show you when it's done inside the notification bell. And you can go ahead and view that report. And once we view that report, let's go ahead and bring that in, and it will show you that report exported to PowerPoint. So let's move this out of the way, and let's go back and exit preview here. So the preview is available for both fixed and responsive layout reports. Now let's cover some of the filter enhancements. So let's go inside here. Now one thing that's kind of helpful is actually we have the column for layout format. It's nice to actually put that inside the grid so you can choose what type of report you're actually working with. Let's go inside a portfolio dashboard report, and then we're going to cover first the interactive filtering. Now this is only available inside the responsive layout reports. Let's go here in financial details here. Now let's go into edit mode. Now, interactive filtering is available for end users with the report, but from a designer aspect, you can only view it, see the interactive filtering when you're in preview mode. So let's go ahead in preview mode. And let's say, for example, let's go to financial details. Now, what interactive filtering does is that you can click on a portion of the widget, say a slice of a particular bar, or it's also available within a number tile or progress ring. And let's say it'll filter the other widgets based on the slice, bar, or other widgets that you pick. So say, for example, I pick this particular slice called BizOps. And once I click it, it will filter all other widgets on the page. So if I click it here, notice it will kind of gray out the other items and highlight BizOps, but it will filter all of the other widgets. Now, interactive filtering, you cannot do it from as a source on a table, but it can be the table can be filtered as a target, from the source. So here I chose BizOps. It will filter the content here based on BizOps. And also too, we can also show it how it works within a bar. So say, for example, I'm going to click on sponsorship, and it'll filter both pie and donut, and also too, you can see here the category type here. It will only show sponsorship type records. So if I click on, say, the bar, it goes ahead and filters all the pie, the donut, and also to the grid. Now, one thing to note with the bar column widgets is that it filters it based on the dimension. And the dimension here, like for a column chart, is on the x-axis. Now, say, for example, if you had a stacked or clustered, a stack you'll have, different stacked with different colors, or clustered, you may have up to more than one bar for each of the different dimensions. The filtering happens just on the dimensions. So if this was a cluster, for example, with 3 clusters, it will only, you can click on any of the 3 bars, for example, but the filtering happens on the dimension. And in this example, if you use it, will be sponsorship. And one thing to note when you're using interactive filtering, it will actually preserve, you can navigate to each different tabs to preserve your selection. Now, you can only have one selection per tab, per widget right now. We're going to look at a future release in terms of be able to select multiple items. Right now, it's a single item. And and in order to reset it, you need to go ahead and click it again, and it will go ahead and reset it. And then you need to do that in order to, say, select another item on the page, for example, here, and go to do more interactive filtering. So that's the interactive filtering area. Let's cover, let's say, the tab level filtering. And let's go into risk detail real quick here. Now, the tab level filtering also works in edit mode, preview mode, and also to the end user view mode. Now, let's take a look at the report level filters. I have a set of report level filters, and one thing to note with the report level filters, you can leave it, you could have them unset, for example, and just have that for users, and then they can select them when they're viewing the report. In this particular example, I'm going to focus on priority risk here. And here I have high, low, and medium selected here. Now, the reason why I showed you the report level filter is that if you configure a tab level filter, it will override the report level filter for that same attribute. So to get to the tab level filter, you hit the 3-dot menu and go to tab settings, and then you go to filter. Now here I added the priority filter, but instead of selecting low, medium, high, I'm just going to focus on medium and high. So this tab level filter should override the report level filter. Now you notice as I select it, it's not filtering the contents within on the widgets on the tab. this will only apply until I click apply. So this is one of the enhancements we had, because you could, the processing within the widgets on the canvas could take a while. So we only wanted to go ahead and apply the filter once you click the apply button here. So once I click the apply, it will then go ahead and filter the contents appropriately. Now here we're only showing medium and high priority risks as part of this particular filter. So that's the filter enhancements we've done for 16.3.2. The other item I want to cover is the standard calendar. We've added that capability as well with this within the standard calendar. Let's go to the financial details here. And let's go to a table. Let's go into edit mode real quick. And then what we've done currently, when you're configuring, let's say, per period metrics, all we had were fiscal calendars. But we've also added the ability to do standard calendar as well. And say for, this is kind of beneficial for, say, timesheet reports. And when you select it, fiscal, you only have weeks, months, quarters, and years. But for standard, we gave you a new option for days. So yeah, if you need to go report down to days, and standard calendar is basic January through December. And say if we chose days, we chose different smart options based on the periods you take. So here it could be start of the week, start of the current month, based on what you're picking. If you chose months, for example, we have choose different kind of smart selections in here as part of it. So that's one way of selecting items. You can also select it via the calendar widget and select it that ways. We also have the ability to quickly enter the value manually in this text option here. So the format of the entry of the manual entry is what you have based on your user settings. Now this can vary based on the locale of the user. So we take the quick entry here for this dates plate, what we have here. So for example, if I want to enter a date inside here, I would click 5/15/25 and it'll automatically apply it to the display type. And display type here is from May 15th, and we can go ahead and do it 6/9/25. So a lot of options here for the standard calendar for reporting and handling that ways. So these are some of the enhancements we've done for the in the area of the standard calendar. And this concludes my demonstration. Thank you very much. So this concludes our presentation and demonstration of our new report designer enhancements. Thank you.